Hey guys, welcome back to Lectio. I'm Sean Hiller. I'm back with my cup of coffee from my Harry Potter mug. So for all you Harry Potter nerds, we love it. And for those of you saying that we shouldn't be reading Harry Potter, we're going to do an entire episode on that. So until then, I'm going to drink my coffee. And we're going to dive into the Prima Pars again, the first part of the Summa Theologiae by the angelic doctor, St. Thomas Aquinas. Last week, we covered whether or not sacred doctrine is a science, and today we're going to get into his third article on this 10-article series, discussing the nature and extent of sacred doctrine as to whether sacred doctrine is one or many. St. Thomas lays out this argument because at the time, and really in our current times as well, many scientists and philosophers would state that when things get out of a certain realm, they have to become a new science or a subcategory of that science. And St. Thomas argues that because of the nature of sacred doctrine, for it all being about God and man playing a part in that, but still it not being about God, about us, but it's about God, and we are referable as it pertains to God, that makes it one science. So let's dive into his arguments for this. So for his third article, St. Thomas poses the question whether sacred doctrine is one science. So he gives his first objection here, when he's trying to stillman his opponent's ability to argue with him. Objection 1, it seems sacred doctrine is not one science, for according to the philosopher, that science is one which treats only of one class of subjects. But the creator and the creature, both of whom are treated of in sacred doctrine, cannot be grouped together under one class of subjects. Therefore, sacred doctrine is not one science. St. Thomas replies to objection 1 in saying that sacred doctrine does not treat of God and creatures equally, but of God primarily and of creatures only so far as they are referable to God as their beginning or end. Hence, their unity of this science is not impaired. He goes on and he poses another objection. His second objection is that further, in sacred doctrine, we treat of angels, corporeal creatures, and human morality, but these belong to separate philosophical sciences. Therefore, sacred doctrine cannot be one science. To that, he responds in his second reply, and he says, nothing prevents inferior faculties or habits from being differentiated by something which falls under a higher faculty or habit as well, because the higher faculty or habit regards the object in a more universal formality, as the object of the common sense is whatever affects the senses, including, therefore, whatever is visible or audible. Hence, the common sense, although one faculty, extends to all the objects of the five senses. Similarly, objects which are the subject matter of different philosophical sciences can yet be treated by this one single sacred science under one aspect, precisely so far as they can be included in revelation. So in this way, sacred doctrine bears, as it were, the stamp of the divine science, which is one and simple, yet extends to everything. After the objections, St. Thomas responds with on the contrary, Holy Scripture speaks of it as one science. Wisdom gave him the knowledge of holy things. And he cites Wisdom chapter 10, verse 10. He goes on and St. Thomas summarizes all of his replies to the objections and also solidifying what he believes that sacred doctrine is one. He answers that sacred doctrine is one science. The unity of a faculty or habit is to be gauged by its object, not indeed in its material aspect, but as regards the precise formality under which it is an object. For example, man, ass, stone agree in the one precise formality of being colored, and color is the formal object of sight. Therefore, because sacred scripture considers things precisely under the formality of being divinely revealed, whatever has been divinely revealed possesses the one precise formality of the object of this science, and therefore is included under sacred doctrine as under one science. That is brilliant. Do not forget as you walk around today that man, ass, and stone all agree in one precise formality of being colored. Don't forget that. Guys, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you're enjoying this series going through the Summa Theologiae, in particular on the nature and extent of sacred doctrine. It's been very edifying for me in learning more about really the logic of chasing some of these concepts. I probably would have never thought about, is sacred doctrine a science, and is it one science? I probably would have never thought about that without the mind of St. Thomas. So I'm so glad that back in the 1200s, St. Thomas sat down and parsed these ideas out so that we can learn more about our faith today through this man. It's amazing. Summa Theologica is an amazing piece of work. So hope this edified for you. If it is, follow along, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you never miss out on any of our Summa Theologica episodes and also our other episodes where we read things to the lens of the church.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you should consider joining our members only platform on YouTube. This is where all of our Wednesdays with the Summa videos are going to be going. We're going to have a playlist for them, Wednesdays with the Summa, on our members only platform. We're doing this because a lot of people don't really care about diving into the nitty-gritty of theology with St. Thomas Aquinas or some other types of theology we're wanting to get into. We're going to do a series on the Vatican II documents and really parse out everything that we can get from Vatican II and the rich theology that is there. We're also going to do this through several other documents. Like we're going to go through Ludwig Ott's Fundamentals of Catholic Dogma. We're going to dive into some of that. And this is a lot to stomach for a lot of people. So I wanted to make a members only platform that you can get if you would like to. It's really for theology nerds. It's quite inexpensive. You can get access to the entire platform for $2.99 a month. And you get access to our Summa Theologica videos as well as the Vatican II documents, Ludwig Ott's. As soon as we get to making some of those, we have quite a few of the Summa videos already up on the members only platform. So as soon as you get access, you can start watching those videos and continuing to go through the Summa with us. I hope you'll consider doing that, especially if this is the content that you like. Again, this is only for the people who don't want to skip a single word of the Summa. They don't want the abridged version. They want the full version. Well, we're going to spend time going through that and the same thing with the other documents. So hopefully we'll see you there. We'll continue to nerd out together.